All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harvakakwadash, and giving double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. And it says, "Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth," man. All right. And as a watchman of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, what are we supposed to be watching out for? These prophecies, man. All right. The scriptures say in Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, be occupied in prophecies. All right, let's go ahead and get it. 39. All right, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 1. "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High," right, which is talking about the Holy Bible, the scriptures. It talks about, "Blessed is he that readeth and hear the words of this prophecy," man. All right. It's all about prophecy, man. Having the gift of prophecy. All right. And is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient and be occupied in prophecies, man. All right. That's the time period that we're living in a time of prophecy, in a time of civil unrest. All right. These different protests that's going on. All right. In the news, that is a major topic that is going on in the news right now. Different elders, apostles, brothers are making lessons that's going on in California and LA. Tomorrow on the 14th is Donald J. Trump's birthday, and nationwide what's going to happen is there's going to be what is it called, man? No King's protest, man. All right. So again, we're living in a time of prophecy, man. Prophecy is speaking. All right. We're in a time of civil unrest and in a time of chaos, man. All right. If we were to recap on this year, the year 2025, it has been a year of chaos, man. Going all the way back to January, where you had, I think it was on the same day, you had the Terror Act that happened on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and you had that Cybertruck explosion at the Trump Tower, man. What else happened this year? You had fatal plane crashes, which, Lord's will, I'm gonna get an article on that because a recent one just happened. A very fatal plane crash just happened. Again, Lord's will, I'm gonna get that article. What else, man? These tariffs and these different power outages that happen in different countries like Spain and Portugal, man. So this year has been a year of chaos, man. All right. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse, man, for Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, man. Why? Because we're living in the last days, the end days of Esau's kingdom and his rulership, man. All right. Again, these are the words of Yahweh Shai. It says, "Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth," watching out for these prophecies, man. All right. "And keepeth his garments," all right, which represent this truth, knowledge, and wisdom. All right, at least he walked naked and they see his shame, man. So again, we're living in a time of prophecy. All right. The scriptures talk about measuring the times diligently. And how do we do that? By understanding what season that we're in, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 8, it says, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, man. Right now, we in a time of war. All right? Those trumpets are being blown. All right? The prophets of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai are sounding that alarm of war. All right? And you got certain camps that's of the circumcision that know that they're Israelites. They're giving an uncertain sound, talking about there's no such thing as Jacob's trouble. All right, there's no such thing as a microchip. All right, we're going to be here another 1,000 years, man. Those guys are bugged the fuck out, man. All right, they like the elder apostles always say, you either sold out and took the bag, or the spirit of the Lord is not dealing with you, man. And I don't want Ratazah, Lord's will, we continue to stay in sound doctrine, man, which is 100% truth, enduring all the way unto the end, because perilous times are approaching, man. And if you're not in the right spirit, all right, which it talks about in Second Esdras, to prepare yourselves for the battle, man, and be ye pilgrims upon the earth, man. And then the next scriptures after that talks about, the things that you should be forsaking. All right. Merchandise. If you buy a plot, if you buy a thing of land, you should forsake that. Roughly paraphrase it, man. All right. We're going to have to forsake everything in this world, man, because it's going to get worse and worse. All right. Again, it says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, man. All right, I'm going to get Numbers, the 10th chapter, which goes into the trumpets, right? Numbers chapter 10, verse 1, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, make thee 2 trumpets of silver, of a whole piece shalt thou make them, that thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly and for the journeying of the camps. Where is it at, man? Verse 9, Khan. And it says, and if ye go to war, Salakia. It says, and if ye go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresseth you, then ye shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and ye shall be remembered before the Lord Yahweh, your power, and ye shall be saved from your enemies, man. So right now, again, like we read in the previous precept or scripture, we're in a time of war. Okay, so the prophets of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai are blowing the trumpet and sounding the alarm of war, man. All right, so anyway, enough of me talking. I'm gonna get a few articles and then Lord's will close out the lesson. But this is CNN. It says millions of protesters are expected at no king's rallies nationwide as President Trump's military parade takes place on his 79th birthday. All right, and this article came out June 13th. All right. It says, as a military parade rolls through Washington, D.C. on Saturday, President Donald Trump's birthday, millions of Americans are expected to protest in what organizers predict will be the strongest display of opposition to Trump's administration since he took office in January, man. And ever since this devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, um has came into office, it has been nothing but chaos, man. This man has barely been in there for 6 months. And you already seeing chaos and all hell breaking loose, man. All right. There was a point I was thinking of as I was speaking, but yeah, man, civil unrest, man. All right. Let me see. More than 2,000 protests across all 50 states are planning through the No Kings movement, which organizers say seeks to reject authoritarianism, billionaire first politics, and the militarization of our democracy, man. So again, this is set to take place tomorrow. And Lord's will, y'all brothers and few sisters, stay circumspect, all right? This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise men, all right, being prudent. All right, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. All right, in this truth, knowledge, and wisdom. All right, most importantly, the names of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, man. All right, redeeming the time because the days are evil, bad times, man. Jacob's trouble. All right. So again, I was mentioning earlier about how this year has been a chaotic year. One of the incidents that happened this year is a lot of plane crashes, right? So I typed that in. It says fatal plane crashes this year. All right. And ironically, one came up that happened on Thursday, June 12th, 2025. An Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner crashed shortly after takeoff from Ahmedabad Airport, killing at least 241 people on board and potentially dozens more on the ground. The plane bound from London Gatwick crashed into a medical college hostel during lunch hour. Rescue workers are searching the wreckage for survivors and to determine the cause of the crash. Salakia, man. I'm a little out of breath. Just came from outside or whatever. But yeah, man, there's still more fatal plane crashes that are happening this year, man. And then I was just on some article. Again, it says at least 290 killed in Air India crash. All right. So the Lord is bringing forth judgment, man. And then what recently just happened as well is, Israel, as it says in the headline right here, it says Israel launches major attack on Iran, striking nuclear sites and killing top commanders, man. And Israel and Iran are two major players, some of the major players in, World War III, man. All right. Iran especially, because Iran is an ally of Russia, man, in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. Iran recently, I think it was the year 1935, changed their name from Persia to Iran, man. And then Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, goes into the Carmanians, again talking about Iran, man. So major prophecy is speaking and is playing out. It says Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali swiftly vowed retaliation, and soon after the strikes, Iran launched more than 100 drones toward Israel, according to Israel, man. Again, it says June 12th. Let me see, man. The Israeli military launched a massive attack on Iran on Friday in a dramatic escalation of their long-running conflict that drew a retaliatory, Salakia, man, missile assault from Tehran and raised the risk of another war in the Middle East. The Israeli strikes took out a significant swath of Iran's top military leaders and senior scientists as Israel unleashed more than 200 fighter jets across roughly 100 targets. They were aimed at Iran's main enrichment facility and targets associated with the country's ballistic missile program. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said. All right. So rumors of wars are going on, man. Again, we're living in Esau's final days, man. All right. Lord's will I get Matthew the 24th chapter. Actually, let me go ahead and get there real quick before I get Second Ezra, the 8th chapter. Come on, dog. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world, man? You go into that word, world is eon, all right, which means age, all right? Verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, man. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, man. All right, so we're going to jump on to 2 Ezra, the 8th chapter, verse 62. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee and a few like thee. All right, dealing with the elect. All right. Then answered I and said, Behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. All right, the last days. All right. But at what time thou hast not showed me. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, man. All right, in Isaiah, the 29th chapter, talks about the Lord is going to visit the world with tempest and fire, all right, and earthquake. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, that's going on right now, man. Uproars of the people, all right, different protests, civil unrest, man, all right. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and the end is manifest, man. All right, let me continue, man. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, man. Faith without works is dead. So you got to have both. You know, I'm pretty much stop right there, man. You know, the point has been made. You know, pretty much, you know, just staying circumspect, watching out for these prophecies, man, because things are going to get more and more hectic, man. All right, it talks about, you know, the great birth pains, man. You know, those contractions, which is comparable to plagues, man. It's going to get more and more hectic, you know. So I hope your brothers and few sisters were edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, man. And I want to say shalom.